All right, welcome everyone. Let's hope that this version is the last version I record because I'm getting super mad. All right, so let's do it. In the today's video, I'm going to cover Soci3, which is the rebrand of my newsletter, but also the name of the Discord launched recently that you should definitely join. I will add a link if you're interested in Web3 tools for organizing or building these tools. So in this presentation, I will cover the following questions: what's happening on a broad spectrum, why Soci3 exists, what Soci3 is, and what I hope it to be, who it is for in my mind, what exists today, what's next, and who's behind this, which is definitely I and you, or you and I don't know. Um, let's make cool things happen, guys. Um, so what's happening? So social platforms are outdated. There's a number of communities who just cannot really exist on these platforms. Revenue is ad based, which means that you have to have massive traffic. The relationship between just allows for a one way relationship between creator or YouTube channel creator or a streamer and the audience. The relationship is really one way. There's no way for like community members to really involve in this relationship. And the tools on these platforms are simply super standardized. Like the things that you can do is just like button, comment, subscribe, and beyond that, there's no way if you're following um, you know, an art channel on YouTube to just like upload your own art to share it with the rest of the community to start doing things and really like have a real community life. And so basically you don't have this customized tooling. You don't have like protected environments to socialize. Like these big open platforms are not really places that you really want to hang out and say whatever you want um, anymore. You have all of these things like cancel culture and all that. And also like you don't really own a piece of these communities you participate in. Like the creator maybe makes some revenue out of it from ad revenues, but you don't have like this sense of if you're contributing to it, you're aligned and you're going to be rewarded in the longer term. You don't have this incentivization that pushes you to create, which is definitely something crypto at least makes up for. So as a result of these different things, you can definitely go and read the blog, which goes in much more detail on my newsletter about these things. But as a result of that, people just don't stick around. Um, you don't have like there's a whole long tail of communities that cannot really exist. They cannot really monetize. They don't have the means to create their own like customized tooling. Maybe like big creators do, but that's not the case um of these small communities below 10K members. Most often they just cannot really exist on the internet because you do big platforms just serve like these massive big communities. And so that's something like crypto can definitely help with. You'll have like a lot of for each of these different communities you have lots of customized tooling to build. But crypto and the different protocols and standards that you can find that which are all interoperable with each other can definitely help. um, we've seen that with chats, uh, with Discord and tokens and social tokens, and how this integrates with a bunch of different tools like a bridge for permissions, snapshot to vote on proposals, um, um, uh, you know, um, uh, for example, like Zapify to manage like the wealth of like a community. All these different Legos. You're going to be able to increasingly with time customize them, put them together, and create your own recipe for the community use case that you're aiming to address. And so that's what Society is about. It's really a hub um, for passionate sorry for people passionate about Web3 tools for organizing together and connect and try and iterate on new things and use cases with these tools. And the end goal is like to equip community builders with Web3 tools and practices, and help and tackle the long tail of communities that simply cannot really exist, and that which would bring tons of value to the world if it did. Who is it for? That's for you. That's for passionate community builders, and that's for builders of community tools as well. And basically, my dream is to see like many conversation happening between builders and users and community managers, and yeah, builders of tools, and a constant experimentation around what are the best templates, best techniques that we can use to involve people more. Recently I've put out a video on Avigochi and the campaign that they run to involve their users. That's the kind of things that I think could be super interesting to do and have, um, and to have these conversations, produce content around it, education, tutorials, and all this kind of things. And so that's for community managers in crypto. I think that's what I do, like community management in crypto. That's what I do. I think that's a great place to be to kind of like test out these different tools. But you can also be a creator, you can also be an activist, you can also be a builder, a marketer. I think like these different these tools and practices, they touch to many different areas and roles. But I think like going forward, like you have people addressing creators in the space already, you have people addressing um this and that. I think like Soci3 is a great place for community managers and admins of communities in general. That would be the ideal, I think, user persona for this community. What exists so far? There's the newsletter I've been using to write and to share ideas, and mostly around these themes. But I'd like to make it community owned. If we can issue create things on Discord, for example, like resources, and have them issued on the newsletter, that would be really, really cool. Um, and over time, I hope we can, as Jam Session, the community is already working on templates to kind of like split profits coming from a newsletter and community use, to community creation for newsletter resources and all these things. I think that we're going to investigate. Basically, that's the customized tooling that we need to build in this given community. um and there are definitely others working on it, so on that front we'll certainly collaborate with others. um there's the Discord, obviously, like everyone has a Discord. That's a great place to start. So I've launched one. You have the link here. If it doesn't work, just ping me. um and yeah, a little bit more about accessing the Discord with Jam at the end of this presentation. Yeah, what's next? Let's produce more content, do more like community created stuff, co-produce videos. If you're in, like, I have tons of ideas on things that could be videos that could be shot, tutorials that could be made, or conversations that we could have with different projects and actors in the space. If you want to be part of this, just let me know, and I'm super happy to just like do something with you. um an idea for that, an idea on that front is the community products podcast. I had this idea about a podcast called the Crypto Safety Net, and would where invitees would be project leads building collaboration tools, web3 collaboration tools, and around the narrative that society is kind of like is in deep trouble, and that these tools were going to being these people are were weaving the new safety net with all a new social infrastructure with all these tools, and that's definitely a project we could take on as a community, and just like yeah, that would be fun. Grow the Discord is one thing I want to do. I don't think size matters a lot, but still, like, would be great to have like lots of community managers in the space, builders of tools, and all these things. Um, And high level thinking is also something that I want to do. So let's have conversations. Let's brainstorm about the implications of these tools. How can we use them best? How can they be used ethically? There's no, there's no bullshit here. It's not big tech. Um, Obviously, sometimes you're implementing techniques that are going to be have a manipulative dimension to on people. Why do you use these tools? What implications they have? Just like let's talk openly about the ins and outs of using Web3 tools for organizing. Who's behind? So first, I don't know if it's first or last, but there's me. There's Louis, and Albert is my avatar that I've been using in my newsletter. Um, and yeah, I've been working at Argon in the past. I've been working with many different cool projects. Currently, I've been working with a jam session community on tools to organize conversations and stuff, like the Discord. Um, and tomorrow I'll be joining Super Rare, so that's the first time I announced that, and I plan to release a blog to share more about that, and super excited. And this will be like in a huge huge way to just also um uh keep having the operational experience as part of this community, to just like keep iterating over new techniques, managing community. What are the day-to-day struggles of like being a community lead? I guess that's, to me, that's the dream job. But yeah, more on that later. And finally, partner communities. So I mean, that's these are suggestions, because I think these two communities are dear to my heart. But open to suggestions, guys. Jam session is one. Jam session is like a huge, great community with great members, really smart people experimenting around tons of like new tools for creators, for creating content and all these things. Like Brian, who has been founding community, is super hard at work and is doing many different things, and I'm helping with uh, some of the things, including like fostering the community and all that. But that's a community I really want to collaborate with going forward, and we have tons of things we're really aligned on, so that makes a lot of sense. And same for Swag. Carlos is the founder. um, he's been doing like really cool stuff, from co-creation to drops to great new media called Forefront, about everything social token, and a really cool newsletter that you should definitely subscribe to, and many more things to come. So these two communities, I definitely expect that will be very close with going forward with Soci3. And yeah, these are like top of the mind thoughts and ideas and stuff. Now like this project is really about starting this like as a community, as a collective, and I'm really not into going doing this alone. So I will keep driving the thing for a while, and you know yeah, we'll keep doing as I do now and work on that, because these topics are really interesting to me. But I really invite you to join the Discord and all these things. So thank you so much for joining, guys. And yeah.